I'm Emily. Midway through my wedding to my childhood sweetheart Brian. His personal assistant Sophia suddenly appeared with a prominent baby bump. Brian helped support Sophia, casually explaining to me, "While I can't marry you, I promised her a proper wedding and a complete family for our unborn child. After today, she'll also be my wife. You must cherish her baby as your own." The guests exchanged uneasy glances while whispering. My parents looked furious, pulling me to leave. The Johnsons urged me to prioritize saving face by continuing the ceremony. Watching Brian's indifferent expression and Sophia's triumphant gaze, I smiled. Ripping off my corsage, I tossed it to Sophia. "Three's a crowd at weddings. I'll be spectator today, let her have the spotlight. Congratulations on your shotgun marriage." I began applauding loudly. The entire hall froze. Brian scowled. "Emily, must you ruin our special day? Our special day?" He shamelessly paraded his pregnant mistress at our wedding, yet accused me of causing trouble? Snatching the microphone from the officiant, I announced, "Thank you all for coming. We're experiencing minor adjustments. The ceremony will resume shortly with replacement bride. Let's congratulate the expectant couple." Dead silence fell as Brian's parents turned purple. Ignoring them, I approached my parents with forced calm. "Let's go home." Guilt overwhelmed me. My dignified parents had never endured such humiliation. All because of me. Mom squeezed my trembling hand while Dad bowed to our guests. "We've arranged alternative banquet arrangements. All wedding gifts will be returned. Today's celebration is our treat." My throat tightened seeing my proud father's uncharacteristic humility. Though Brian and I grew up together, my parents always opposed our relationship. How right they'd been. For 15 years I'd shadowed him like lovesick puppy, excusing his flirtations, believing my devotion would eventually win his heart. What foolishness. Watching him cradle Sophia's belly with tender concern, nausea overwhelmed me. He'd trampled my love into dirt. I was done. As my family began leaving, Mrs. Johnson grabbed Mom's arm. "Don't make scene. This should be our children's happy occasion." Mr. Johnson added, "Brian messed up. But let them handle it. We elders shouldn't interfere." Dad coldly shook them off. "Your son handled everything quite thoroughly already." Without backward glance, we walked out of the nightmare. My childhood illusions crumbling behind me. Mom sneered. "What's left to see? Should we keep being the laughingstock? Our family's dignity has been trampled enough today." Dad stayed silent, letting me decide. Brian supported Sophia as they approached me, his gaze icy. "Had enough? Must you humiliate both our parents completely?" A bitter laugh escaped me. Who exactly was causing this humiliation? Sophia looked at me tearfully. "Emily, this is all my fault. I came to bless your union with Brian. But..." Her hand rested on her stomach. "The baby's innocent. I can't let it grow up fatherless. Someone as kind as you would understand. Right?" Before I could respond, Mom jabbed finger at Sophia. "You scheming homewrecker. Screwing my daughter's fiancé. Getting knocked up. Then playing victim at their wedding? You're utterly shameless." Mrs. Johnson grabbed Mom's arm. "Please. Let's be reasonable." "The child, don't reasonable me." Mom snapped. "Emily's done with your son. We're leaving." Mr. Johnson interjected. "Emily, we've watched you grow up. Continuing this spectacle helps no one. We need solutions." "Solutions?" I asked flatly. "Complete the wedding to secure your status as Mrs. Johnson," he stated. "The baby stays with us, you'll raise it as yours. Sophia disappears after compensation." Mrs. Johnson nodded eagerly. "Perfect arrangement." Sophia demurred. "I'll vanish after delivery. You'll never see me again." I laughed mirthlessly. "Of course you agree, free childcare and a payout." Brian scowled. "Emily, stop this charade. I'm only marrying you because you're obsessed with me. Then consider me cured." The Johnsons panicked as Mom cheered. Mr. Johnson barked at Brian. "Shut your mouth." Before turning to me, You'll ruin your reputation canceling now. Realization struck. You planned this trap all along. Mrs. Johnson feigned hurt. We want what's best for you. Mom dragged me away. Snarling. Your cheating spawn and his enabling snakes deserve each other. I shook my head. Mom. Calm down. This isn't over yet. Turning to the Johnsons, I continued. You knew about Brian and Sophia's affair all along. You conspired to trick me into marrying Brian to establish legal status. Then planned to bring Sophia's baby, your precious grandson, home without consequences? No wonder you pushed us to get licensed before the wedding. How calculating. The elder Johnsons flushed but quickly regained composure. Emily. We did this for you. Since you're madly in love with Brian. This way you get your marriage and we get our grandson. Everyone wins. Bullshit. What kind of win-win is that? My mother trembled with rage. You schemed against my daughter. How dare your family sink this low? Mrs. Johnson dropped the act. Smirking. Too late now. Emily's already married to Brian. Unless you want your precious girl to become a divorcee. You'll play nice. Mr. Johnson chuckled. Divorce carries quite the stigma. Dear. Sophia piped up sweetly. Ms. Clark. It's just an extra child. Surely your family can afford it. You're making mountains out of molehills. Shut your mouth. My mother lunged at her. But I held her back. Cold laughter escaped me. Sorry to disappoint. Brian and I never actually filed the paperwork. The Johnsons froze. Impossible. Mrs. Johnson shrieked. I saw you enter City Hall myself. Mr. Johnson turned purple, glaring at his son. You said the license was finalized. Brian fumbled with the document. We got the embossed seal. It's legitimate. Embossing means nothing without system registration. I countered. We're not legally married. You bitch. Brian roared. You tricked me. My smile turned glacial. You screwed Sophia and got her pregnant. Why shouldn't I retaliate? Congratulations, you get your heir without trapping me. Shouldn't you be thrilled? This is fraud. He spluttered. I'll call the police. Please do. Let's publicize how your family conspired to commit marriage fraud and corporate espionage. I'll take the fall. But your company? Bankrupt within weeks. The color drained from Brian's face. Mr. Johnson studied me coldly. You knew all along. I've no idea what you mean. Don't play dumb. Mrs. Johnson hissed. You planned this humiliation from the start. You're worse than us. Only because you forced my hand. I said evenly. Had I not seen Brian and Sophia in the parking garage that night? Investigated. And forged that license. I'd be your pawn now. Mom hugged me fiercely. That's my brilliant girl. I met the Johnsons' ashen faces with triumph. Brian glared venomously. Must have been exhausting. Maintaining that clueless act. Not as exhausting as your three-way performance, comforting Sophia. Romancing me. Plotting with your parents. Do you ever sleep? Tisk tsk. Just thinking about it breaks my heart for you. Enough. You bitch. Just wait and see. This isn't over. Brian snarled. I scoffed. What can you possibly do? Without marriage binding us. We're strangers. Let me remind you, instead of plotting against me. You should spend more time with Sophia. She's carrying your son after all. Though I wonder, my lips curled. Now that your schemes failed. She can't marry you or get your money. Will she even keep the baby? Sophia paled. Clutching Brian's arm. Mr. Johnson. I love you for who you are. Not your money. Even if you lost everything. I'd still want to have your child. My precious. I never doubted you. Brian gazed at her tenderly before glaring at me. Unlike this scheming witch who kept claiming to love me but refused to sleep with me before marriage. She knew how desperately my parents wanted grandchildren. Yet played the chaste virgin card every time, saving myself for our wedding night. He spat. Probably already slept with half the town and feared I'd notice she wasn't a virgin. Before I could react. My mother jabbed her finger at Brian's face. How dare you slander my daughter's reputation? You mangy cur. My father's thunderous expression mirrored hers. I pulled them back. Let him bark. Words can't flay flesh. Mom still fumed as I squeezed her hand. We've wasted enough time here. Our guests are waiting. Stop. Mr. Johnson blocked our path. You can't just abandon this disaster of a wedding. I turned with icy amusement. Expecting compensation? Money? Please. You'll swear secrecy about today's farce. If our family goes down, yours will too. The elder Johnson's eyes narrowed. We'll drag you to hell with us. My gaze swept over Brian's livid face and Sophia clinging to him like a delicate vine. You should worry about your son and his knocked-up mistress. Ignoring Brian's purple rage, I strode out with my parents and guests. The reception resumed awkwardly. My parents urged me to mingle with friends while they handled relatives. Emily, my best friend, waved from the champagne tower. That was epic. Watching Brian and his parents choke on their own venom? Chef's kiss. She giggled. I never understood why you were obsessed with that loser. You're gorgeous. Wealthy. Brilliant, he treated you like a servant. Guess I was blind. I clinked her glass. To new beginnings. Brian is dead to me. Damn right. Our glasses sang. Later, I helped my tipsy father to the car. I'd barely drunk, no point drowning sorrows over trash. Dad, however. This humiliation would haunt him forever. My chest tightened remembering our endless fights about Brian over the years. I'd been such a filial disappointment. Emily. Mom murmured as we drove. Why was Brian so desperate to marry you? If Sophia's pregnant, his family business is collapsing. Our marriage would have given him access to Clark Enterprises funds. That bastard. Mom slammed the dashboard. Impregnating his secretary while plotting to steal our fortune? Thank God you found out before signing the papers. Her voice cracked. Promise me you'll never go back to him. I stared at the diamond bracelet Brian had given me, now just gaudy glass. Don't worry. Mom. That version of me died today. I yanked it off, letting the fake gems scatter across the night road like worthless stardust. I quickly stated that I wouldn't. Once was enough for a heart-breaking experience. And there wouldn't be a second one. In the underground parking lot, I unexpectedly ran into Brian and Sophia. Seeing me, Brian waved his hand in front of his nose in disgust. You reek of alcohol. How much did you drink? Is it because of me? It's not too late to regret now. Hearing this, I couldn't help but burst into laughter. How conceited could one be to say such a thing? Brian's face darkened. What are you laughing at? Nothing. I forced myself to stop laughing and waved my hand. Pregnant women can't smell alcohol. Sophia beside you is carrying your precious son. It wouldn't be good if something goes wrong. You'd better take her away quickly. Brian let out a cold snort. Sophia spoke up. Honey, I have something to say to Emily. You go and get the car first. Brian frowned. What's there to talk to her about? Come on. Go. Sophia coquettishly pleaded. Okay. Okay. I'll go right now. I really can't do anything about you. Brian looked at her with adoration. I almost threw up seeing that. Emily. I'm warning you. If you dare to do anything to Sophia, I won't let you off. Brian left a harsh warning and turned to go get the car. I asked my mom to help my dad into the car first. Then looked at Sophia. Well, what do you want to say to me? Sophia smiled. Emily. I know you still love Brian. I can give him to you. Hearing this, I quietly turned on the voice recording on my phone in my pocket. Just this much. Sophia held up 2 fingers. 20 million. It's not much. Once I get the money, I'll not only get rid of the baby in my belly but also disappear forever and never appear in front of you and Brian again. You can marry him and live a happy life together. I slowly nodded. It sounds good. Sophia's face lit up. You agree? I smiled. 20 million is indeed not much. But I have a question. I wonder if Brian will go crazy when he finds out that you're getting rid of his precious son for 20 million. Sophia scoffed. Whether he goes crazy or not has nothing to do with me. All I want is money. And I'm not afraid to tell you. I slept with him just for the money. I thought he'd marry me once I got pregnant and I could be a rich wife. But he didn't even say a word. Since I can't marry him and can't get the money, why should I give birth to his son? He and his parents said nice things, saying they wouldn't treat me badly after the son is born. Well, screw that. I don't want the empty promises. I want real money. If they don't give me money, no matter how nice they talk, I won't believe them. I asked, "Aren't you afraid that I'll tell Brian what you said?" Sophia was fearless. "Go ahead and tell him. Let's see if he'll believe you or me." After saying that, Sophia stroked her belly and smiled smugly. "Don't forget. I'm carrying his son now." I looked at Sophia's bulging belly, and my eyes gradually turned cold. This woman didn't regard the baby in her belly as a life at all. She only saw it as a bargaining chip for her to have enough money to squander in the future. But Brian treated such a woman like a treasure and conspired with his parents against me for her. I laughed at myself mockingly, feeling sad for myself. Brian drove the car over and rolled down the window. "Honey, it's time for us to go." Sophia waved at me. "Emily, think it over. If you figure it out, call me anytime." Brian gave me a cold glance and drove away with Sophia. Their voices faintly reached my ears. "Baby, what did you say to that woman?" "Nothing. I just made her give up. You won't marry her because you love me." "Hee hee. Baby. Of course I love you and only you." A sarcastic smile curled up on my lips. What a loving couple. I wonder if they'll still be so in love when Brian finds out what kind of person Sophia is. I'm really looking forward to it. In the following days, I juggled corporate responsibilities while monitoring the Johnson family's affairs. The Johnson Company's massive financial shortfall had paralyzed multiple projects, risking catastrophic breach of contract penalties. Mr. and Mrs. Johnson desperately sought loans, but no one would risk financing such a corporate sinkhole. Brian frequented banks constantly. Initially, I assumed he sought business loans, only to discover he'd been financing Sophia's extravagant lifestyle, exploiting her pregnancy. Sophia became a bottomless pit demanding luxury goods, designer handbags, and jewelry. Brian drained company reserves and took bank loans to feed her greed. Sophia clearly recognized the Johnson empire's collapse, squeezing Brian for final payouts before disappearing. What shocked me was Brian's audacity to approach me at my office, declaring with cold formality, "I was wrong at the wedding. Let's remarry privately, just us two." Did this fool actually think I still loved him? I laughed. What about Sophia and her child? Seeing my non-rejection, Brian's eyes lit up. "We'll raise the child out of state. Sophia will vanish. I've spent enough on her." "But you swore she was your true love." I feigned confusion. "All lies." Brian knelt dramatically. "Emily, we grew up together. I've always loved you. But as company president, temptations overwhelmed me. Merge our corporations through marriage, and I'll reform." He actually proposed, "Marry me. Emily. I'll cherish you forever." I nearly gagged. Clapping slowly, I said, "Brian, you've redefined shamelessness." His face darkened. "Why refuse? Marrying me was your lifelong dream. My every interaction with you now disgusts me," I replied. Brian sprang up snarling, "You think I'd humble myself for you without the company crisis? You're worthless compared to Sophia." Smirking, I countered, "Really? Let's test her devotion." I played my phone recording. Sophia's voice rang clear, $2 million and I'll disappear with Brian's child. I never loved him, just his money. This baby's my golden ticket. Brian turned purple. "Where'd you get this?" "Shoo." I silenced him as the recording continued exposing Sophia's schemes. Brian erupted, "That bitch. I'll kill her." "Congratulations." I mocked. "Your puppet master played you perfectly." Roaring, Brian demanded, "Why didn't you tell me sooner?" I replied nonchalantly, "Why should I tell you? We have no connection whatsoever. Whether you manipulate Sophia or get deceived by her is none of my business. If you hadn't come to provoke me today, I would have never released this recording. Brian gritted his teeth. You bitch. You're just like her. Both laughing at my expense. I said coldly. No one's laughing at you. You brought this upon yourself. Your narcissism and arrogance blinded you, leading to this outcome. You. Watching Brian's murderous expression, I smiled faintly. Instead of raging at me, you should check if Sophia has already emptied your accounts and fled. Brian paled and bolted from the office. I leisurely organized my desk before grabbing car keys, obviously to witness the drama firsthand. Arriving at the Johnson residence, I found Brian smashing furniture while roaring, "I'll kill that bitch." His parents futilely tried restraining him as neighbors whispered about Sophia's disappearance. Pregnant women sometimes flee too. Someone murmured, "Look how furious Brian is, she must have run off with the money." I noted Sophia's clever timing. Had she delayed, Brian's wrath would have consumed her. "Emily, please calm Brian down," his parents begged. "Apologies. You've asked the wrong person." Brian suddenly emerged wielding a kitchen knife, slashing wildly. All liars deserve death. The crowd scattered as he accidentally cut his mother's arm. Sirens soon echoed through the neighborhood. Later, I learned Brian continued raging at the police station until diagnosed with psychosis. His parents collapsed from the shock, becoming targets of hospital staff's cruelty, forced to wear soiled clothes and eat scraps while enduring abuse. I felt no pity. They reaped what they sowed. Acquiring the Johnsons' failing company, I revitalized it into a thriving enterprise. 2 years later, I emerged as the city's most admired business leader, celebrated online as the ultimate wealthy socialite. My future blazed brighter than sunlight, the direct consequence of others' self-destruction and my strategic brilliance.